Hello, I'm Dr. Don McMahon, and today we're going to talk about a UDL hack for providing multiple means of action and expression, which is one of the three big UDL principles. We're going to talk about the guideline providing options for expression and communication with a particular tool called Doceri. It's the second one here in this box. And this can help address one of the concerns that we often hear in education, whether it's a student with a disability, an English student who's an English language learner, or a student who's just really struggling with some of the writing process. The student seems to understand the questions in class, but is either unwilling or struggles to answer the questions in a writing assignment. And so, rather than just starting with, please write the 2 to 3 paragraphs about a topic, we can be a little creative and use some universal design for learning to help them demonstrate their content knowledge. So I'm going to start in this example. I can make lots of different backgrounds in Doceri depending on what I need to be teaching that day. And in this example, we have a student in a social studies class needing to explain some of the events at the start of the Second World War. And so think of this in terms of a specific UDL checkpoint, use multiple tools for construction and composition. All right, and so while one of the tools could be for construction comprehension, or composition, to write out 2 to 3 paragraphs on a topic, there could also be a tool where they could explain it through a screen recording. So our students can hit record here on their screen, start the recording, and explain the start of the Second World War. So at the start of the Second World War, Germany was led by Hitler, and it wanted to expand. And the UK here and France wanted to oppose them and to stop that from happening, and they said, you better not invade anyone. But Germany really wanted to invade Czechoslovakia, and eventually they agreed to let that happen, which was called appeasement. And so our student explains what appeasement is, that they let that happen. And then Russia was saying, you better not invade me, Germany. And Germany was saying, you better not invade us. And so they signed a non-aggression pact and then ended up splitting up Poland. And then Britain and France decided to declare war on Germany, and that went very poorly early on. And many countries in Western Europe were overrun, and most of the Allied forces there were stuck at a place called Dunkirk and had to evacuate back to Britain on little boats going that way. And that was some of the events of the start of the Second World War. And if we had a student demonstrate this type of content knowledge, I'd argue that they've explained many of the relevant facts that I might be looking for in a 2 to 3 paragraph introduction to some of the events of the start of the Second World War. And I'm not going to have this as the only means that they use to demonstrate their content knowledge. But rather than just saying start with writing 2 to 3 paragraphs, I could have them explain this, use this as also another means of getting some engagement in the activity, and then have my student maybe listen to what they've recorded and write out 2 to 3 paragraphs about what they obviously seem to know about the start of the Second World War. So hope you enjoyed this example of providing multiple means of action and expression, and specifically using multiple tools for construction and composition. I use the tool Doceri, but there are many interactive whiteboard apps that you could use for different things like this across lots of different topic areas with lots of different types of students and student ability levels. So again, hope you found this helpful, and that was this UDL hack. Thank you.